Boy, what a dull episode. Nothing really happened in it. Nothing of importance, anyway. At least except that is everything. As usual, spoilers to follow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, spoiler curtain down. Okay, everyone, the moment has finally arrived. But before we get to that, I do want to talk about that scene in the opening in the cockpit with Ahsoka and Huyang, the only bit of Ahsoka we actually get in this episode. I thought it was a nice little scene for the most part, although I have to say I was maybe a little disappointed in Ahsoka still going on about the decision Sabine made. I thought after last week's inner journey she'd have lightened up a bit, but I guess she did give Sabine a little credit in that it was maybe the only choice she could make, which I agree with. I mean, it was either die or get the chance to find Ezra. Do you really think Baylan would have let her destroy the map? What would you have chosen? Seriously, let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. I think it's neat that all the Jedi children were told the legends of Peridia. I also want to hear those Jedi stories. I think it'd make a great short story book. I just love how it adds so much lore to the already vast canon. That with the medieval aesthetic, like the castle-like structure of the Dathomiri, to the Howlers being ridden like horses, to even Baylan and Shin's armor being kind of knight-like, this series feels more like a sci-fi tinged fairy tale than Star Wars ever has, and I'm all here for it. I think it's really cool. And for me, Huyang quoting the classic line of "a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away," while also I suppose it was a meta joke, it really also did drive that point home. But even though that scene was all we got of her, after the Ahsoka heavy episode last week, the show had a lot of catching up to do with Sabine, Elspeth, Shin, Baylan, etc., so it didn't really bother me that she wasn't in there too much. So after the titles, we arrive at the planet, and I thought it was really cool to see actual live-action Dathomiri Night Sisters. Filoni's just giving us everything, man. I mean, I feel like he's doing a really good job at this, in this series, of connecting everything that has come before with the novels, the video games, the animation, and using it to also open up a whole new world, or to be more specific, a whole new galaxy of possibilities for Star Wars. Of course, after arrival, they all prepare to wait for Thrawn. And they do. And so do we. If I do have one criticism with this episode, it did seem a bit slow. They took a lot of time to do not that much. When I say not that much, I don't mean it wasn't important stuff. It was all crucial to the show. I'm not sure they needed 48 minutes to do it. It could have been tightened up a bit, and some scenes could have moved a little faster. But then all was okay again as Grand Admiral Thrawn finally showed up. There it was. The moment everyone was waiting for. Well, okay, one of the moments everyone was waiting for. I thought his entrance was done pretty well. And Lars Mikkelsen's performance, I know he said he had to change the voice with the difference between acting and live action versus animation, but it didn't sound that different to me. At least not as much as I thought it might. He's still got that low, calculated speech. A bit too low for me, I had to turn the sound up. But I'm so glad they chose to cast him as the live-action version. He just fits the role so well. And they've still got his character down great, with his calculating nature mixed with the sense of honor, like giving Sabine what she needed to find Ezra. And yeah, he did let Shin and Baylan go after her, which seems like a double cross after telling her that, she would find Ezra, which of course he does say she'll find him, she just might die. But I think his plan really is to leave them all behind. I think he's trying to kill four birds with one stone. I don't think he likes Force users very much, and I think he's just trying to get rid of all of them. And I'm not sure Baylan cares about being left behind. Whatever it is he really wants is on that planet, and maybe he doesn't feel the need to go back. It's interesting. I don't know what it is he wants, but I'm really intrigued. I'm intrigued by him, I'm intrigued by both characters. I wouldn't mind having like a novel maybe about more of their backstory, especially Shin Hati. She seems really interesting. But let me know if you have any theories as to what it is he's after. I'd be curious to know because I have no idea. Some ancient power. Presumably connected with the Dathomir witches. Moving on, while I feel Sabine's wandering around lasted a little bit too long, it worked well enough filling it up with the bandits and the interaction with that creature. And speaking of creatures, another long Star Wars tradition of fun, cutesy creatures continues with the Turtle Ewoks. At least that's what I'm calling them for now. I love the design and can't wait to see how many toys are sold. They of course lead her to Ezra in what I felt was a kind of a nice, but also kind of anticlimactic moment. After all this build-up, I think I would have expected him to jump in at just the right moment to heroically save her after she's trapped by the bandits or something. But upon reflection, it's not like she really needs saving. So now with those two together, the villains together, Ahsoka on the way, we seem to be prepped for an action-packed 2-part finale. I do hope so. As much as I am really enjoying this series, as I said, it does feel a bit slow at times. I would like to see it pick up the pace at the end. Hopefully also we'll get more Hera, Zeb, hopefully, and they'll all get involved. We'll discover what Baylan is really up to. We'll find out if Thrawn actually gets to leave the galaxy. I really hope he does. I'm a little afraid that it's just going to turn out Thrawn and all them get killed, and then whatever Baylan is up to is going to be like the big bad of Filoni's movie and all other Filoni stuff. I hope Thrawn isn't just in this series. I want to see him continue. Hopefully. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any theories of what's going to happen. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click likes and subscribe and all that other cliche YouTuber stuff. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.